Things are looking bad for anybody that was partying, and I mean a capital P with Sean Diddy Combs. Do you know that they are now, first of all, the Busby law firm has said that they have gotten over 12,000 calls within the last 48 hours about Diddy and things leading to these cases. On top of that, do you know that this is no joke? A-listers are quietly paying off victims to make sure their names never come out. Y'all, let's get into this because everybody wants justice to be served, but I guess justice is being served basically to avoid being publicly shamed. And I don't blame them because I wouldn't want this to come out either. Listen to this directly from the New York Post, directly from the mouth of Tony Buzbee. Diddy's A-list pals are quietly paying off victims to avoid being publicly named. They said some big name celebrities are quietly paying off victims to avoid being publicly named. Did somebody check Kevin Hart's bank account? I'm just saying. To avoid being publicly named in lawsuits related to Diddy's sexual assault cases, according to a lawyer. Attorney Tony Buzbee, who is representing more than 120 of Diddy's alleged victims, told TMZ that huge stars are about to be sued by his firm, and he's giving them a chance to settle up before the claims hit public court. And they're saying a gang of celebrities have opted to settle. Now, here's the thing. It's unclear whether what they're settling for are assaults, if it was consensual, if it wasn't consensual. The point of the matter is there was a freak off, there was a camera, and people were caught in 4K, and they are now paying through the nose. And you know what? I don't blame them because that was Diddy's stupidness. I know he took a big hit with Cassie. I know he probably didn't want to pay Little Rod, but it's one of those things. Do you want to be broke for the next year or two, but you can make it back? Or do you want to be broke forever? It seems like Diddy didn't think that being broke forever was an actual option, but baby, now he broke, depressed, destitute, and isolated and lonely. Who knew? They said in every single case, especially cases like this, because of its best interest of the best interest of the victim. Okay, so this wasn't consensual since they're calling them victims. Okay, we attempt to resolve these matters without the filing of a public lawsuit, and we've done that already with a handful of individuals, many of which you've heard of before. Oh, you've heard of before. Does that mean it's a names floating around? I have heard Kevin Hart's name. I've heard Stevie J, although I hardly call him an A-list celebrity. I've heard Ashton Kutcher. Is Ashton Kutcher a A-list celebrity? Who are these A-list celebrities? We need to. Mm. Anyway, um, so they're saying that Busby will separately be lodging a slew of lawsuits. Now, at first, I heard this was going to be a class action. Unfortunately, with a class action, a lot of people didn't want to do that because only the first 2 or 3 people get paid huge, and everybody else has to split the proceeds. Because everybody's case has so much merit, they all choose to navigate them differently. But of course, here's the thing. If you have 120 people, they said they have had at this point over 15,000 calls. The first 3,085 plus 1,200. So let's just say it's 15,000. And they've already, because they're vetting everything, and they've already vetted 120 people that they feel like are legit. My question is, how many A-list celebrities did y'all contact? Are these the same people on various tapes? Or are these 120 different celebrities that people are all going after? I'm not going to lie. I do wish the names could come out because if they are victims and it wasn't consensual, I would want the names to come out just to keep other people safe. It's fine finding a celebrity on Rhea and being like, oh, that's cool. But then to know they might be on the Diddy tapes, the Diddy files. No, I want to know exactly who this is. Anyway, they said he's going to be filing separately he's going to be lodging a slew of lawsuits, including on behalf of 25 minors beginning this month. He has first sent out demand letters notifying others who will be sued in addition to Combs. In fact, he said he'll be aggressively going after anyone who saw the alleged abuse occur and failed to protect victims. He said, if you were there in the room, participated, watched it happen and didn't say anything or help cover it up, in my view, you have a problem. A lot of people saw this activity going on. A lot of people allowed it to go on and said nothing, didn't intervene. All these individuals and entities have exposure. Again, the names are not going to come out this week. They said everyone is focused on what other celebrities were involved, who's going to be named, and who's going to be outed. I don't expect that to happen this week. We want to make sure we name individuals beyond Diddy, that we have done our homework, because it is going to create a firestorm, and we understand that. Yeah. Again, you know that they had freak off sessions with male workers, S workers, that lasted days. And I know what everybody's saying. Oh my God, like, blah, 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 blah. But I find it interesting that it was only male blank workers. And I find it interesting what's going to happen when we find out the depths of what he did. Because people don't traditionally look at men as victims with this. I wonder if Diddy was even more brutal or treated them worse, if that's even possible. Because I think Busby even said that one of the women was preggo and experienced tearing to her nether regions. Again, feds claim Diddy carried out the abuse for more than a decade, often using violence and threats of violence to get his alleged victims to comply. He also, according to people, were putting in spiked drinks. He also tried to coerce, tried to bribe, tried to pay people's rent. Literally, his reign of terror is over. In a wake of the arrest, victims have begun coming forward with legal claims and stories of alleged abuse. Diddy and his legal claim have claimed the freak-offs were among consenting adults and have denied he ever abused anyone, including minors. Diddy's mama also denied. If you didn't see my live last night, Janice Combs wrote an ill-advised letter to the public. I guess as a mother, she had to let us know she's standing by her man. We said, boo, go sit down, Miss Combs. We have respect for elders, but you can get it too, because at the end of the day, how did you not know that this was going on? Okay. I know you're saying that your baby's innocent, but 15,000 calls in over 48 hours. Okay. The bulk of them, which came over in 48 hours, that is a lot. Again, they said a bunch of famous people everyone has heard of are going, this is from the lawyer, are going to be sued by his law firm in the coming weeks. Those demand letters have been sent out. You have been put on notice. So we have to ask ourselves, who's going to be broke in the short term, or who's going to be broke forever? Again, it's not my place to say. I am not a victim. It's not my place to say. I do wish that we could somehow find out the names of these perpetrators, because I think it'll keep the public at large very, very safe, you know? But at the end of the day, who are we to tell victims how they should recover their costs and recovery? But I hope, for the public's sake, I hope the feds are on it. I hope Buzbee has shared information with the FBI and feds, because again, we want to get victims justice, but we want to make sure that there are no new victims. Because if you believe that Diddy is he's so evil, he's going to pay, but as a product of his environment, we need to actually know, like, where the environment is. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be live later. Talk to y'all later. Bye.